Broadcasting all over the world at urbanbroadcastmedia.com, delivering love and inspiration 24/7. This is UBM Praise. The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries. Thank you for listening to UBM Praise.
This evening, a young man.
Let's go.
Sir Walter Jones.
Who is it?
Sir Walter Jones.
What's his name?
Sir Walter Jones.
Whose show is this?
Sir Walter Jones.
Who is it?
Sir Walter Jones.
Say it again.
Sir Walter Jones.
Who you with?
Sir Walter Jones.
One more again.
Sir Walter Jones.
The Sir Walter Jones Show. Co-host Alvin Carter. We are a Christian talk show in where we tackle all the hot topics in a believer's walk.
Sir Walter Jones.
Who is it?
Sir Walter Jones.
What's his name?
Sir Walter Jones.
Whose show is this?
Sir Walter Jones.
Who is it?
Sir Walter Jones.
Say it again.
Met you on a springtime day. You were minding your life and I was minding mine too. Lady, when you looked my way, I had a strange sensation, and darling, that's when I knew that it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Yes, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Oh, I wake up in the night and I reach beside me, hoping you will be there. But instead I find someone who believed in me when I said I'd always care. Oh, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Yes, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. So I live my life in a dream world for the rest of my days. Just you and me walking hand in hand in a wishful memory. Oh, I guess that's all that it will ever be. Wish I had a time machine, I could make myself go back until the day I was born. And I would live my life again and rearrange it so that I'd be yours from now on. Oh, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Yes, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Oh, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Yes, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Oh, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Yes, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Yes, it's sad to belong to someone else.
Ladies, what do you want to know? How bad do you want to know it? What are you willing to do to find out? Tune in to the Men's Chronicles right here at the Sir Walter Jones Show at UBM Praise.
Monday.
Hello, everybody. Sir Walter at the Sir Walter Jones Show. I am he. Oh, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. That's by England Dan and Don Ford Coley, a song written by Randy Goodrum and released in April 1977 on the album I think it's called Dowdy Ferry Road or something like that. It was a timeless classic, and it peaked at number 21 on the Billboard's Hot 100 charts. Number 1 on the Easy Listening chart. And those of you who know what easy listening is, well, you don't know what easy listening is if you're young. That's elevator music, y'all. That's that good old elevator music, and it's some good stuff. Also, this song has been called the Bittersweet Songs. Dale Van Adder of the Deseret News observed that it was the universal divorce anthem about an alleged monotony of monogamy, and that the duo reduced it to a simple, peaceful chorus referring to that line that you hear in the song called, "Yes, it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along." And here goes the segue into our topic for today. Oops! I married the wrong man. Yes.
Oh no.
Oops! I married the wrong man. And we've got a lot of people in America right now, young ladies, you are out there who feel that you in a really sticky situation, and the man that you got his ring on your finger, and vice versa. You want to snatch that ring off at night and throw it at his face. I understand. You feel that he's not the right man, and what is it that I did wrong? How is it that I got into this situation? Now I'm in it and I don't know how to get out of it, or I don't believe in divorce, so I can't get out of it, so I'm going to stay in it and I'm going to live this either miserable life, or I'm going to try and work with this man to see how I can make my days peaceful on the earth. And that's what we want to talk about today, and see if we can find some we can't find no quick fix. There's no easy quick fix. There's no driving up to a drive up at McDonald's or something like that and getting a quick burger. No. It's going to take some things that we need to do. So let's delve into this. Facebook is already chimed in a little bit. Others will be joining us soon. That's just the way it is on a Monday. You know, you wake up and say, gotta make the donuts. The weekend is crazy for you. Many of you church folks are tired. And Monday is time to shake it off and get back to the beginning of what could be a very crazy week or a very calm week. Hopefully the Sir Walter Jones Show every night will help you get through this week calmly and informatively. All right?
That's right.
You're welcome. We hired that guy, by the way. You're married to the wrong person. All right? Now, we're going to focus on I married to the wrong guy. I chose this topic on Men's Night because somebody said, why can't you put it on Women's Night? We call Pink Perspective, which is on Tuesday nights. It's because if I had chosen this topic for Tuesday night, a lot of the ladies would have done a lot of men bashing.
That's right. Hired me too.
You see what I'm saying? You married to the wrong guy? Yeah, let me tell you about that guy. Let me tell you about that man. He ain't no yada, yada, yada. And trust me, it will be bashing, and I didn't want to do that. So I decided to put it on this night because who can talk about men more than men? We know who we are. We know the mistakes we've made, and we know what we're trying to say when a woman ain't listening, and we can talk about it. That's not saying that a woman can't help us, though, because sometimes a lot of times we have women on Monday night shows, and they help us understand things we don't see. Men are kind of blind. We got cataracts in our eyes, spiritual cataracts in a sense, and we got tunnel vision. We only want one thing, and then y'all say we think with our penises. All right? Yes. Now, don't be shocked with that because, you know, this is the Sir Walter Jones Show, and we we clear our throats and still tell you the truth. So it is true. Ladies really can, they know how to read us quite well. But there are times when they don't know how to read us, and we're trying to scream out to them, here I am, read me, and they don't know how. And that's where we get frustrated at. That's why I come on the scene and we talk about the stuff that y'all don't want to talk about. Churches don't want to talk about it, so why don't I? So you married the wrong man, and so what we're going to do is we're going to focus, yes, on the man, but we're also going to focus on generally you married the wrong person, okay? And then tomorrow we'll switch this topic to somewhat I married the wrong woman, but we're not going to stay on it very long because today I think we're going to just be general on you just married the wrong person. And by the time we get to 6 o'clock p.m. Central here in Chicago, we would have taken care of 80% of tomorrow's show. But we're going to allow the women to respond, you know, in maybe the first half hour. And then choose a nice topic, another topic tomorrow. Okay? How about that? It's my show. It's my party. I can cry if I want to.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Thank you. We have a prayer line. We have an in-staff prayer line, and that's pretty much, if you call, that's the only thing he gonna tell you. He don't know how else to pray. He gonna always say,
I'm gonna pray for you.
That's about it. You never hear him pray, but one thing I can say, he will tell you this.
I'm gonna pray for you.
That's about it. And yes, he's gonna scream amen. Yeah. And every now and then, if he's excited about what you said, he'll say, yes! There it is. Okay? He's a man of few words, and he would be the perfect husband for you. See? And that's when y'all are being intimate. Okay. Now, you see, this guy is a simpleton. He don't cause no problems. He look at you when he walk in the door and he just says, thank you. D, you gotta be sharper, man. You gotta be sharper.
I'm gonna tell you, he probably say this to him. Girl, you look so good, somebody ought to put you on a plate and sop you up with a biscuit.
See, that's him. That's when he with his boys. Yeah. Carolyn McIntyre says this will be interesting. And all male panelists talking about themselves among themselves. I love it. I love it. Sharinda says, I ain't tuning in. Don't let me get started. Yeah, that's fine. And let's see. Keeter says there is this clock that women feel that they need to follow outside of God's timetable. At this age, I should be married, have children. So they hurry up and jump at the first man that says Jesus. Yeah, only discover that once the icing is off the cake, it's too late. To the unmarried women, wait on the Lord again. I say, as King David says, wait. I'm gonna hit the like button right there because that was on point. Let's go to the Bible. See if we can make sense of this. I wasted 12 minutes of your time. What is the story of Jacob, Leah, and Rachel? Why don't we try to figure out if we can find out if this was a problem and apropos for today's subject. The story of Jacob, Leah, and Rachel comprises one of the larger sections of Genesis and includes much information relevant to the history of the Jewish people. Jacob, the son of Isaac and grandson of Abraham, fled to his mother's brother Laban. All right. At that time, Jacob feared his twin brother Esau would kill him. That's in Genesis 27 and 41. You can read it on your own. All right. Don't read it now. I'm talking. Okay. Laban offered Jacob a place to stay. Jacob soon fell in love with Laban's young daughter, Rachel, and agreed to work for Laban 7 years in exchange for marriage to her. All right, that's in Genesis 29. Okay, I don't know how much love y'all got for your ladies today, but I don't know how many of you would work hard like that all those years for a woman. All right, that's got to be the Jewish culture. That show in America. Laban agreed, but after 7 years, he deceived Jacob and gave Rachel's older sister Leah to him as a wife instead. All right. Okay. What's the moral of part of this story? Is, don't trust your uncle. Don't trust your uncle. Jacob, he protested. But Laban argued that it wasn't the custom to give the younger daughter in marriage first. Laban then said Jacob could have Rachel in exchange for another 7 years of work in Genesis 29:21. In an ironic twist, the deceiver, Jacob, had been deceived and had 2 wives in exchange for 14 years of work. Whew. See, payback is a mother, as they say, and that Jacob he's a usurper. and the reason why it's calling him a deceiver, because we know what happened with him and his brother with the porridge. There's deceptive practices there, and then got his mama in on the deceptive work. All right, Rebecca, and just a mess. And when you do one thing and you think God's not looking and paying attention, it's coming back to you. So Jacob showed favoritism to Rachel and loved her more than Leah. God compensated for the lack of love Leah received by enabling her to have children and closing Rachel's womb for a time. He did something. Yeah. So there developed an intense rivalry between the two wives. In fact, at one time, the wives bartered over the right to sleep with Jacob. In Genesis 30 and 16 says, when Jacob came from the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, you must come in to me, for I have hired you with my son's mandrakes. Okay, now mandrakes, right? We could talk about that in a minute. Well, we'll talk about that on another show because that goes deep. Okay, so he lay with her that night. In the end, Jacob fathered 12 sons and some daughters. Leah bore him 6 sons. All right, Leah bore him 6 sons. Now this is the one. This is the one. The other one, Zilpah, Leah's maidservant, bore him 2, and then Rachel bore him 2, and Bilhah, Rachel's maidservant, bore him another 2. All right, Jacob is a playboy. in all sense of the word. He was enjoying his time. He was the real sheik among sheik. After 20 years with Laban, Jacob, now very wealthy, moved his family back to his father's land. Okay, moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment. Next, in the sky. Yeah, next to the camel. As they were leaving Laban's house, Rachel stole her father's teraphim. Genesis 31. Jacob knew that he would have to face Esau again. He still feared Esau's anger, and he sent gifts to satisfy him before he arrived. Yeah. The night before Jacob crossed the Jordan, he wrestled with God and was given the name Israel, confirmed that he was the one who would receive the promises granted to Abraham. Rachel died, giving birth to her second child, old Benjamin. That's the boy, y'all. That's the youngest. Now a lot of people don't know Benjamin know much about, because they always think that Joseph is the baby, but Joseph is not the baby. He's just the one that came on the scene, and y'all know more about him because he played a very important part. But Benjamin is the baby from the tribe of Benjamites, actually. And there's a couple other well-known figures in the Bible who come from the tribe of Benjamin. I can name a couple that, I maybe deeper into the lesson, I'll tell y'all who those persons are. Even Benjamin's name, meaning son of my right hand, indicates the importance Jacob placed on his youngest son because of his love for Rachel. Rachel was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem, and Jacob set up pillars over her tomb. And I think his name was Benjamin or something like that, and it meant something. Actually, it meant something unpopular, and the name had to be changed by them because they didn't want him to have that name, because she was getting ready to die. So they changed it to Benjamin, meaning son of my right hand. That's the history that I remember reading some years ago. But it is a pillar of Rachel's tomb, which is there to this day. Genesis 35:19. Leah was buried in the same tomb as Abraham and Sarah and Isaac and Rebekah. Y'all know that, did you? Yeah, she was. Jacob and his son Joseph would also later be buried in this particular tomb. So the story of Jacob, Leah, and Rachel is filled with much difficulty, yet God uses these people greatly to impact history. Their 12 sons were the leaders of the 12 tribes that became the sons of Israel. through their family, Jesus Christ would be born from the tribe of Judah to offer salvation to all, John 3:16. So Art Lewis, in the room, Art the Baptist, tend to usually come in and give us some wonderful insights on whatever we talk about today. Not sure if today is going to be a continuous of his intelligence. But we'll find out in just a minute.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. See, he gonna pray for you. He might just start praying for real.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a situation here where Jacob had 2 women. All right, one he loved, one he didn't really care about. So one started having children because she said, I'm gonna have this baby, and surely he gonna love me.
Right.
And it didn't happen. Then she said, well, I got another one coming. Surely he gonna love me. And it didn't happen. So no matter,
lucky number 3.
Yeah, there you go. So no matter what a
lucky
woman,
number 7.
No
number
matter
8.
You're gonna continue.
Wow.
No matter what a woman does to try to please the man who don't love her, she can't do anything.
Nope.
Tell me why.
Because it's just not there. Like the R. Kelly song.
Oh, great.
I hate to even use him.
Right.
But as it's stated at the end of a relationship, when a woman's fed up, there's nothing you can do about it. The same thing is in reverse at the beginning of a relationship. If he don't love you at the onset, he ain't. There's nothing you can do to make him, and the more you try to make him, because no man likes to be made to do anything.
Right.
The old sisters will tell you, sure, you can get this done, that done, so long as he believes it's his idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That is right. Yes. Men need to feel that he did it. It was his idea. He sowed the seed. He set the foundation. He opened up the way. And if she does it, it's a really crafty and a smart, wise woman will make, even though she does those things for him, she will make him believe that he did them.
Yep.
Not saying that that's wrong in all cases. I think in some cases it can be wrong, but and in many cases, I think it's a wise woman to do that stuff for him. If she wants to keep him.
It's the thing of knowing her man. Mm-hmm. Like my father. My father was a man that was given to rash decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Depend on what struck him at the moment and how he felt about it. He would just act on it. My mother understood this, and she worked that, to the benefit of the family.
Yeah.
So it's a case of knowing who you have to deal with and how you have to deal with them. If you have a guy that you can come to and just go and speak to and you have a meeting of the minds, then that's great. If you have one to where you have to say you won't need them to go left, so you tell them they better go right, so they'll go left, then that's what you do.
You are a man of direction. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you 5 reasons not to marry the one you love. What's that? How about that?
Shoot.
This should be quite interesting.
That should be the first one. Bang!
That should.
Don't marry the man that will shoot you.
Yeah. Lydia Davis is listening in. All right, I'm hitting the like button there. She's going to turn it off in just a minute.
Oh, no.
Yeah. For many young girls, being a bride is the closest thing possible to living out childhood fantasies of being a princess. As we know, Art Lewis, many women want to be the bride. They don't talk much about the marriage or being. They
want to be the bride, but they don't want to deal with being the wife.
No, they don't. Okay, and so she will barrage him with questions and beg him, in a sense, to marry her. Okay, and because she want that moment there with that dress, she want her bridesmaid, she want the cake, she want the preacher, she want the event, all of that. And then when it's all over, the next day she wake up and realize, what have I done? All right. And usually when men think about marriage, he ain't thinking about that day. He would like to get not even.
Yeah, he's thinking about that night.
You see what I'm saying?
Skip the day, let's go straight to the night.
That's right. He's not thinking about none of that. A lot of men don't even want that ceremony. All right, he'll go to justice of peace.
Yeah, he's like, man, do you know what we could do with that money?
You know what I'm saying? This is
we could get an 80-inch screen TV.
So the wedding industry and bridal magazines collaborate in spinning the myths. Find the perfect prince, put on the perfect wedding pageant, and live happily ever after. Now it's the happily ever after part where you don't really think about the lady. They don't really think about the happily ever after. The man is thinking about the happily ever after and all the things that happen in between that to make it happily and ever after. Right now, this is in a normal situation. Now, some of you ladies have gone down that road before. You like, I did that already. I had the big wedding. That didn't work out. So I'm on my second. I'm working on my second marriage, possibly, and we go down just for peace. I'm working on something, but it unfortunately it had to have failed first for her to not think about that wedding day and think more about the marriage and not the wedding. Okay, so it's an alluring story for almost everyone. How could it not be for the unhappy, the alone, and the lonely? It can be an intoxicating idea. Getting married can seem like the end of all girls' problems. Getting married can seem like a way to get a new start. It doesn't work that way. Sorry to hear that. Marrying as a solution to painful circumstances almost never leads to a good and lasting marriage. Marriages that are a conscious or unconscious way out of a difficult situation don't have the staying power that comes with natural love, shared values, and a commitment to the future by two mature adults. So here are my top 5 mistaken reasons that people marry. All right, this is not my top. All right, this is by Marie Hartwell Walker. She's an education person. All right. Number 1, to escape the family of origin. Jackie's parents are brutal. She hasn't felt loved just about ever. Not never. Okay? Her mother is constantly critical. Her father scares her, especially when he drinks. Her younger sister seems bent on setting her up to be the target so she can fly under the radar of parental chaos. For Jackie, marrying her boyfriend as soon as they graduate from high school this June seemed like a way out. Again, I've seen this happen.
You know, there's a whole generation that did that.
Yeah.
Coming up from Mississippi.
Yeah.
I have quite a few aunties, and one who died about like a year ago and stuff said when she saw my uncle walk into the church, she knew that was her way out.
Wow. Wow.
Well, they stayed married until one of them died.
Wow.
But it was like, for real? And I was speaking with a friend of my father's, pastor that was in Milwaukee, and the subject of some of the issues that came up, like in The Color Purple. And his defense at that moment was how a lot of women just married to get out of the house.
Get out of the house.
That was, you get older, the surefire way to get out the house was to get married and get your own house. Then
right.
You could go ahead and set up your own rules, and mom and daddy and whoever else came over had to follow your rules for a change.
There you go.
And it was like, okay. Which kind of squashed that conversation we was having at the time.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's number 4.
Yes, some families are abusive. Some parents don't know how to love and protect. Some are so toxic that the only way to survive is to flee. But flight into an early marriage with a teenage sweetheart or just anybody who is willing isn't a good enough foundation for a marriage. The fear that spurs flight can cloud a person's judgment about who would really make a good partner. It's easy to romanticize someone who offers an alternative to daily ridicule and pain. Yeah. Thank you, Lydia. She says, that's true. I've heard that a lot. All right. There's only one like button, so I'm going to just hit that one. Number 2. Y'all ready for this? Second reason to not to marry the one you love. Because it's the next logical thing. That's number 2. Tony and Melody have been dating since they were 14. Neither of them has ever dated anyone else or even considered it. They've been best friends and lovers through their teenage years, went to the same college, and have been talking for years about what kind of house they'd like to have someday and what their kids' names will be. Tony's parents adore Melody. Melody's parents think Tony is a fine match for their daughter. It only makes sense for them to get married, or does it? And I'm going to answer that question after this break because they go there in this article. All right? Don't go nowhere, Carolyn. Don't go nowhere, Linda. Stay posted. I'm got to help you move into your 6th or 7th marriage. Okay? Successfully this time. No, I'm just kidding, Carolyn and Lydia. I'm just kidding. Listen, here's a song here. It's a wonderful song from my childhood days. Carolyn, you were too young. Lydia, well, you might know. 1972, this series was called The Most Important Person. It was on PBS, funded by the Office of Child Development, Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, produced by Sutherland Learning Associates. The Most Important Person, they had their different series, just like the Schoolhouse Rock did. This is my favorite episode. It's called Oops!
Oh, that was the people that used to be on the little break on Fox. Well, before Fox, Channel 32.
Mm-hmm.
They had the little ostrich thingy guy.
Yes. Oops! I made a mistake. That's all. But mistakes can happen to anyone. We'll be right back. Sir Walter Jones Show.
Log on to UrbanBroadcastMedia.com and check out the many services Urban Broadcast Media provides. Whether it's social media, video production, radio broadcasting, or audio recording, we got you covered.
Time to make the donuts. The donuts.
It isn't easy owning a Dunkin' Donuts.
Time to make the donuts.
Because unlike most supermarkets, we make our donuts fresh day and night.
But the guys who make supermarket donuts are still in bed. Plain donuts aren't enough. 5 kinds.
Of course, when you make donuts this good, there is one reward.
Honey,
they taste so great.
Good morning, folks.
People buy an awful lot of them.
My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-L-O-G-N-A.
Oscar Mayer, the first name in Bologna.
How's that?
Great, Ray. That's a wrap.
Huh?
That's sweet.
The most important person in the whole wide world is you, and you hardly even know you. The most important person in the whole wide world is you. Come on, we'll show you. Let's find out more about the things you feel and do, 'cause you're the most important person in the world to you.
I was cutting with my scissors, cutting out a picture of a painting I had painted of a person's face. I really liked it, and I tried to be real careful. The corners in it, out of every place. And then it happened, something happened, and I felt so bad that I cried and cried. Yes, I felt so bad, 'cause I really tried.
Oops, you made a mistake, that's all. And making mistakes is never fun to say. Oops, I made a mistake, that's all. And mistakes can happen to anyone.
I was helping set the table, putting down the silverware and folding every napkin neatly by each plate. I got the glasses and I tried to be real careful as I poured the milk, but I was just too late, for it had happened, something happened, and I felt so bad that I cried and cried. Yes, I felt so bad, 'cause I really tried.
Oops, you made a mistake, that's all. And making mistakes is never fun to say. Oops, I made a mistake, that's all. And mistakes can happen to anyone. Anyone can make a mistake. Anyone can make a mistake. It happens every day, and you never know when. The thing to do when it happens to you is try to figure out what went wrong and try a little harder to make it go right. When you start
I was building up a building taller than the tallest building I had tried before. It grew and grew so high. I felt terrific, and I placed my blocks real carefully, one at a time. Then right before my eyes, I saw it happen. Yes, it happened, and I felt so bad that I cried and cried. Yes, I felt so bad, 'cause I really tried.
Oops, you made a mistake, that's all. And making mistakes is never fun to say. Oops, I made a mistake, that's all. And mistakes can happen to anyone. Mistakes can happen to, oops, anyone.
The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries. Thank you for listening to UBM Praise.
Hi ho and welcome back.
Welcome back.
Ladies, what do you want to know? How bad do you want to know it? What are you willing to do to find out?
Ta-da!
Tune in to the Men's Chronicles right here at the Sir Walter Jones Show at UBM Praise.
Welcome back. Whoops, I made a mistake. That's all. But mistakes can happen to anyone. Anyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Those of you who are listening to those, every night what we do is we play commercials from our time. Back in the day, we like old commercials from the 60s and 70s and 80s, and that's it's my show. I can do it. Do what I want to.
It was so much fun.
A lot of my friends tell me they enjoy the commercials more than they do the content. I'm insulted.
Well,
yeah. So we were talking about 5 reasons not to marry the one you love. Now you ladies out there say, man, I'm in love with this man, and I'm gonna marry him because I love him. I love him, and I won't marry him only because I love him. All right, and this. So what we're trying to do is trying to give you 5 reasons not to marry the guy that you in love with.
Correct.
Not saying that this apply to everybody, but they're giving you some really viable reasons why you shouldn't just marry him for these reasons.
Right.
Okay. Now marry him because you love him, but don't marry him for these reasons.
Right.
Okay. Got that?
Got it.
All right. So we've got a guest who joined us. Andre's in the room. How you doing, brother?
What's up?
Man, so good to see you.
Oh man, it's good to see y'all.
Yeah. He's here for one reason. We when people come in and they sit at the mic, they're liable to
be here for any reason.
For any reason, man. It's a lion's den.
Generally, it's for our purposes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm down for whatever. I'm actually hearing what you guys are already starting on. I'm interested to see where it's going to go from here. So.
Well, you going to take it there. Okay. Yep. That's it. He'll take it there. Okay, so the first thing we said, Andre, was to escape the family of origin, meaning people get married because they want to leave their parents' house. They're tired of being at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to get married for that. And they're saying don't do it for that reason.
Yep.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay, because now Andre told us during the break that he's newly married.
Newly married. I've been in a relationship for 10 years.
Wow.
But we just got married last October.
Now,
yeah, it's already getting real.
Yeah.
Should have got real some time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I want y'all to see something here, okay? Because he posed, my man. I'm getting ready to post. I want Carolyn and who's that? Who else is on there? Lydia. Okay, I'm getting ready to post his face up under the comments, and I want y'all to tell me if he looks like he's about 14. He said,
"Oh man,
he said he's been."
You can answer that. I'll save y'all. All right. Yes.
Yeah.
I look all of 12. Thank God for this mustache. I am not shaving it ever. This is my only cue that I'm.
That's right. He's a grown man with a full mustache.
Exactly. That's all I got. So I'm holding on to it.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, the Lord has blessed you with youth. That's for sure.
Oh, man. Thank God. Thank God.
He blessed you. Now, Lydia's saying married only once, she's saying, but I would not say he was the wrong man, but we really didn't know each other past the physical. Y'all didn't pass the physical? No, I'm just kidding. Different upbringing. Okay, that's important. Different upbringing. That's something we need to talk about. I will stop there. She says, but after 25 years, we are friendly to each other. We still have an underage kid, so I strive for peace. Good. That's good stuff. Okay. Karen said you look 16.
Yes. Thank you.
See, you know what?
Yeah,
Men know how to enjoy those moments.
Oh yeah.
See, I know some women who are like upset because people kept mistaking them for being younger than they were, and I'm going like, there's gonna come a day.
There's gonna come a day.
Yeah.
There's gonna come a day.
You're gonna wish.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2 is because it's the logical thing to do, and it says here again, Tony. This is Tony and Melody have been dating since they were 14. Okay, this seems like you here,
there we go.
Andre.
This might be my situation.
Come on, man. Neither of them has ever dated anyone else or even considered it. They've been best friends and lovers and on, and they figured this is the logical thing to do. Okay, that was first paragraph. Second paragraph says neither Tony nor Melody has a clue about who they are without the other. They have never tested themselves as individuals, never been anywhere or done anything significant that didn't involve the other. Sometimes couples like them can last, but often enough, the growing up that happens in the 20s means growing apart. As they enter careers that introduce them to new people and new experiences, one or the other of them may well begin to wander, that is, if they would, it's wonder if they would make the same choice now as they did when they were 14.
Oh, no.
What do you think about that?
Actually, you know what? That is a really good point, because when I was 18, you know, when we first started dating, I was a totally different person.
Okay.
And, you know, like after I went on to college, that changed me. Then furthermore, when I came back, you know, we had a lot of different life experiences in between then that where it was like I started growing in different directions. I wasn't just interested in just sports anymore. Now I was thinking about politics, and I'm thinking about I've got heavily into African American issues, like trying to help the community out, and she didn't really grow in that direction. And so we're still at a place of trying to find like
that happy medium.
Yeah, that medium where it's like, all right, I know you're not where I am, but I still gotta love you for you. And is this where we want to go? Or, you know, I can't force my complete beliefs on you, but we have to be happy within this household
yeah, you
too.
Can, man. I'm telling you right now, anybody that told you can't force them beliefs on her, they don't know what they're talking about. Go ahead, force them.
Just do it.
Just force it, man. Right, take it. Now this is good.
Okay, I'm just joking.
Please don't do that. Please don't do it.
Hey, trust me, I'm not trying to die. I'm just trying to have good radio. That's all.
Well, we don't know what happened before 4 o'clock, but Dion and me know. But we know. But from 4 to 6, real radio. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, I can relate on this on both levels with the 2 previous marriages. Got married at a very young age and went straight to the military. So within 2 months, when I came home, I was somebody totally different. Mm-hmm. And so I had a young bride trying to adapt and adjust. And I mean, I had a young bride, 17, trying to adapt to this guy who spoke real fast, thought real quick, and everything was either or. There was no gray. Yeah. So it was everything. So that was a culture shock for her that she had to go through. A few years later, when she went to school, then she went to nursing school. She went through a transition.
Yeah.
And so we had those things warring. Second marriage, we had been together, I think, for 5 years or something at that particular point. And the next logic move was, actually the statement I gave her was, we either going to do this the right way or we're going to go our separate ways. So we went into marriage. And if I'd known it would have ended like that, I would have married her 3 years sooner.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's go to number 3. I got like 4 minutes before I go into this infomercial, as we're going to call it. Number 3, to fix the other person. Joy and Marianne agree on one important thing. He needs fixing. He needs her. He feels empty and desperate without her. He says he will die if she leaves him. He has even threatened suicide if she tries. She has an idea that she can rescue him, and she gives meaning to his life. That idea gives meaning to hers. Neither of these people has a strong sense of self or life goals they are passionate about. The intensity of their relationship consumes them and distracts them from finding and maintaining good friends or good work. They are each other's everything. What they fail to understand is that being so wrapped up in the drama of saving him, neither one of them is developing personally into the adult that they could be. I think you were kind of saying something there, Andre. It's unlikely that Marianne can save Joey when Joey doesn't really want to stand on his own feet. A marriage created on these terms is likely to be disastrous for them both.
Yeah, because if you're so used to a crutch being there, you're never really gonna heal.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
good.
You spend a lot of time thinking like, all right, this person's always gonna be there, and then if they do decide to step away, you know, and like you mentioned earlier, you're giving them validation too. Some people like to be enablers. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like, I want to be around just so I can feel important to somebody.
Yes.
So instead of them kind of like finding somebody who might be their equal or somebody who might be I won't say a challenge, but something different, this gives you a complacency.
Wow. Gives you a complacency, yeah.
Some people just dig that a lot more than they probably would being challenged in some way, you know? So it's like, this is easier.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but...
Yeah, no, that's good.
That.
Well, and I agree with you. That's a good point. Lady Davis says, so were they sexually intimate during those 10 years? All right, and that's a good question to ask, because actually number 4 is to legitimize sex. That's number 4. Okay. Yeah.
Married, so they can stop fornicating, or so they can stop burning with that desire.
Well, let's see.
People, this is a question. Do people still wait for marriage like that?
Oh yes,
you have some, and that they do. And really, the reason I brought that up is because I've witnessed a lot of people who go into things like that. They want to hurry up, get married. They know all the steps that you're supposed to go through, almost like someone that actually know the 5 steps of grieving. So when they lose someone close to them, they try to rush through it. Because, okay, I know it, I got this. They start ticking off, and then somewhere around the way, there's one that hits them, and they just get stuck on.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question, Andre. Okay, I don't know if it's a private matter, but how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Why did you ask that question?
Because it seems nowadays, especially with our younger generation, it's not as common.
Okay.
It's like it is insanely. I want to say it's a tragic thing because it's rare. It's really rare that we find people who are like sticking to their morals. That's why I almost asked. I was like, with a lot of these different things being talked about, I was like, man, how often do we see this?
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because I want to see what you're seeing as a young person. What are you noticing about the conduct of we who, not just the world, but we who are Christians?
Yeah,
a lot of Christians are still very sexually active. But here's the thing: a lot of my worldly friends, they want to wait for marriage before they have sex.
They don't want to cloud the issue when you get married.
See, because with them, it's not a spiritual situation.
Right. Because the people in the church, they make it...
exclusive spiritual.
Very, very spiritual. And then that has no room for anything else.
Right.
Church breaks up a lot of people because somebody's feeling like the other person is not living up to their role as well as they supposed to, and they have this skewed idea about how they are presenting their side of the whole thing. And I'm going like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but this is true. I think what the church job is it's a spiritual hospital in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the term you guys use. And
you guys use not a Baptist term.
you guys use it. Yeah, and so we preach on the spirituality of not having sex, because if you do have sex, you'll go to hell. That's it. That's what we've been bombarded with. Okay, but we don't teach
about soul ties.
We don't teach about the mental aspects and complications that can happen with sex that the world usually bring up, and the psychological effects of it. Okay, we just focus on the spiritual. All right, and that's a problem because the church is not being well rounded with people. That's why people coming in with mental illness, with physical illness, what have you, we just lay hands on them and then send them on their way. And some of them still go home, still sick, still mental, because we don't know what to do with them Monday through Saturday. Yeah. So Sunday becomes a fix. Yeah. Come get your fix. I don't want to talk to you Monday through Saturday though.
But after that, yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that because especially as young people, we're not getting it sugar coated anywhere else. Like we're out in the world and they're giving it to us uncut. It's like, but when we go to church,
you raw.
Yeah, in church we don't get properly educated in a lot of different ways. So I sometimes I'm just newly getting back into it about like maybe 2 years now. Really? It's been like, and so I'm like going to Bible study and really trying my best to really, go against what's actually out here. And so, but I had this craving for this greater understanding about all these different things that I wasn't given when I was first being taught.
Now you here to make an announcement, but that ain't why you're here.
Exactly.
Okay.
God put you here for a reason.
That ain't why you're
like
here.
everything that you guys have been talking about, I'm like, oh man,
that ain't why you're here.
There's a reason why I had to come.
Yeah. Now we're gonna do your announcement. But that ain't why you're here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do this. we're gonna do this announcement, and maybe you can hang out with us.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Cool. Good. Now I'll call your wife if you need a press pass or
and I'll go ahead and I'll second that and stuff and get you some real hot water. Because that's what brothers do to one another.
I'll send you. You know how to back in the day they used to, the teacher used to pen the note on the lapel. I'm gonna send you home with a pen, piece of paper.
Okay.
Who was that on Welcome Back, Carter?
Oh yeah, Epstein's mother.
Yeah.
Please excuse Andre for not coming on when he was supposed to. He was with us at the factory.
Where that Welcome Back at? Yeah. You know, I don't know if you ever heard of Welcome Back, Carter.
Oh yeah. My mom used to watch the show a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a great show, man. You know, Horshack was my favorite, by the way. Yeah, there it is, right there. Ooh, Mr. Carter. Juan Epstein.
Yeah, Horshack was like a boy Edith.
Yeah, and Staying Alive. What's his name?
John Travolta.
That's where he got his start, y'all. Hey, I got a gospel announcement here. I know usually we do these gospel shows on Wednesday, but today was kind of important here because I wanted to get this in. Sonia Blakely was supposed to be here, but she brought along a young man who probably is a better choice because it would have been better to have her tomorrow. Tomorrow is Women's Night, by the way. So that's why it's good that she ain't here. You're here to talk about this. But this is Mount Pisgah. Now, Mount Pisgah's up the street here, okay? I used to go there. I used to be one of the vocal trainers for the Chicago Police Department.
Oh, wow.
Choir, yeah. Back in the middle, upper 90s. Okay, we had a large choir, and it was Chicago policemen and women. And they would come in my choir rehearsal, packing it, Doc. Man. With the tasers and man, and I was telling them what to do. You know, I'm like, sit down, be quiet, sing that note. I felt good, man. I was loving it.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can do that now.
Yeah. Don't do it now. Our rehearsals was at Mount Pisgah, so I definitely know a lot about the church. But this is the Dream Team presents the 3rd annual Gospel Night in Bronzeville. Those of y'all know about Bronzeville or don't know, we've been talking about Bronzeville since we've been on this air. And this is where our station is in Bronzeville, historic Bronzeville. And I think it's great that we're having it here. It's on Martin Luther King Drive, y'all. Right up the street here. That's what church is. And we used to, we have, what's the parade we have every year on Martin Luther King Drive? Bud Billiken Parade, absolutely. Right. And the alderman up here, who's very responsible for building that library, the hair washing library. Who was the alderman? What's her name? Tillman? Yeah, Culture Center. Tillman. What's her name? Tillman? Dorothy Tillman. Yeah, that's it. She used to block out this street so that we can have our gospel weekend pretty much right up there on 47th Street. But we got acts here that's coming on, and some of these people that I know quite well, and I'll tell you in a minute. Tone Ross. You got Tone Ross over there? Tone Ross and Inspired, man. Yeah, give me a good 30 seconds of Tone Ross. He's going to be here, y'all. It's May 2nd, Mount Pisgah. I'm just going to talk more about it, but I like this part. That's Tone Ross.
Here we go. Hallelujah.
Y'all hear that mix? Now that's a serious mix, Doc Andre.
He let it in real nice.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
That boy good.
That boy good. Yes, sir. Now, watch this. If you like quartet music, them Williams singers.
Yeah.
Them Williams singers, okay? Now, y'all heard of the Williams brothers, but these are the Williams singers. This is a cut I like. I just discovered it today, actually.
Let's trace our roots. Our quartet roots. We had a acapella singing. Acapella, nothing more. It's like the Fairfield Four. But then we heard a new sound. Came along. It was the guitar. Came on strong. And you heard it with groups like the Soul Stirrers and the Dixie Hummingbirds. Well,
yes, sir.
Yes.
And they're giving a history of the quartet groups in this song. I love it. Bass came on in. That's Art the Baptist. He like this.
Yeah, man. It's like taking me back to the fam.
Yes, sir. Now, right here, Anita Wilson. Now, Anita Wilson, Chicago's very own Anita Wilson. Andre, you know Anita Wilson. Come on, man. That's
like it's the Dream Team. They're a lot more familiar with everybody. I'm still getting familiar.
Really?
I'm still getting.
Oh,
I'm still like I'm waiting because everybody's telling me like, man, you don't understand what you in it for.
God, man.
It's like
yeah, you in for a treat, Doc.
Yeah, so this is gonna be my first time seeing her and
really
Jonathan performing.
Man, you are going to love it. Now this song here is my favorite song from her. It's called Speechless. Yeah, turn it up.
How do I communicate exactly who you are? I'm trying to convey the sentiment of my heart and say I really do appreciate the way you brighten up my day. I can't find the words to describe.
Come on now. Now, see, you can go somewhere with this here, man. Get in your car and drive down 290, 94, go down to Memphis. Man, I can hear this, man. Just let the window down, let your hair fly. That's if you have hair. If you ain't got hair, put a wig on, let the window down, and go through the motions. Jonathan McReynolds. Here's a new song that he just released.
Pressure.
Yeah, Pressure. Matter of fact, he was on the Stellar Awards last night, I think it was. They had a rebroadcast. I was Jonathan's first piano teacher.
Oh, wow.
I was his first piano teacher. His mother called me. And he was a little dude then, just a little nerd. Okay, but an amazing young man. He was brilliant. Well, he still is, but back then he was really brilliant. The schools couldn't do nothing with him because he was too smart for whatever class, whatever grade he was in. He was too smart for that, and they would try to make him do doubles. They used to call it back then. But his mom says no, no. Let him keep riding it like the regular. She wanted him to be a regular man. All right. But she had me come over and give him some piano lessons and what have you. And then she says, I want him to sing, but he don't want to sing. So I put, and I says, we're going to make him sing. And I put a tape recorder on the piano and hit the record button, and he started singing. I'm telling you, I want to kill myself in a sense because I cannot find that cassette tape.
Oh, man.
This was the first capture that we got with him. Yeah, I can't find it nowhere. But that's Jonathan McReynolds, y'all. He'll be there. He's Chicago's very own, and he has took off, man. He took off. That's May 2nd, is it?
May 2nd. May 2nd. Saturday, May 2nd. And like I said, doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7.
Yeah.
I know a couple people was talking about this fight night, but hey, you can get in.
Come
on. You know, we need everybody to come on out. And we're also helping to raise funds. We're trying to raise funds to help build a senior citizen home.
Oh, awesome.
And so we're trying to help take care of those who had raised us.
Oh, wow.
And
good.
Yeah, so we've been trying, we've been pushing, and we've just been going as much as we can. So.
Yeah, this is good stuff. General admission is $25 if you want to be a VIP and sit with the big important people like me. It's just $50. That's all it is.
Come in for a meet and greet, talk to everybody.
Man, love it. I got to talk to our station manager here, see if we can get up in here with some credentials. Tickets available online, y'all. Eventbrite.
Go to Eventbrite and just search for Mount Pisgah, and you should be able to find it. Or you can go to our church on 4600 South King Drive and buy tickets from us inside.
Absolutely. This is wonderful, y'all. Y'all don't want to miss this. The best talent you want to hear around town. And I'm not saying it because it's Chicago. I'm saying it because it's good. It's some good stuff.
And in Chicago.
And in Chicago, absolutely.
Because we're known for good.
We're known for good stuff. We're not Chirac, y'all. We're Chicago. Okay. You gonna hang around, right, Andre?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Great. Okay, y'all. We're going to a quick break here. 5 o'clock. I'm gonna play this song here by Bread. Okay. A song written by an American singer-writer. I'll tell y'all about it in a minute. But this is my favorite song of the 1970s. It's called If. That's it. That's all it's called. We'll be right back. Sir Walter Jones Show.
Broadcasting all over the world at urbanbroadcastmedia.com. Delivering love and inspiration 24/7. This is UBM Praise.
If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? The words will never show the you I've come to know. If a face could launch 1,000 ships, then where am I to go? There's no one home but you. You're all that's left me to. And when my love for life is running dry, you come and pour yourself on me. If a man could be 2 places at one time, I'd be with you tomorrow and today, beside you all the way. If the world should stop with all things spinning slowly down to die, I'd spend the end with you. And when the world was through, then one by one the stars would all go out. Then you and I would simply fly.
The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries. Thank you for listening to UBM Praise.
And now, our feature presentation.
Ladies, what do you want to know? How bad do you want to know it? What are you willing to do to find out? Tune in to the Men's Chronicles right here at the Sir Walter Jones Show at UBM Praise. Tuesday.
Yeah. Bread. It's a song written by American singer-songwriter David Gates in 1971. Originally popularized by his group Bread, called Bread, the song charted at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 when released as a single in 1971. The song also spends 3 weeks at number 1 on the easy listening chart. now if y'all listen to them lyrics, man, I'm telling you, that's why that is my number one. I don't know why some songs become my number one, in a certain decade. What's your, for you, Alvin, 1970 from 1979, what would be, you think will be, I know it's hard.
It's very hard, but my number one go-to song from that era, oh my God.
Because that's a singer-songwriter era.
Yeah, and I'm going Hawkins.
Okay.
I'm Going Away.
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, we got that one.
In alignment with your song would be Jim Croce.
Jim Croce?
Yeah, okay. Bad Leroy Brown.
Oh, no, not Leroy Brown.
No, I'm talking about
Time.
the artist.
Yeah, Time in a Bottle.
Time. Yes, that's a good one. Yes, you do.
If I could put time in a bottle. And actually, he wrote it for his son.
Yeah.
The
Andre,
title's profound.
Not what 19? I say 90s maybe would be your musical era.
Yeah.
What would be number one for you in the 90s?
I think one of the songs I've just been really getting into heavily was "Make Me Right" by Clay Evans.
That's what's today. That's she wrote that.
Oh, you talking about organ player?
Yeah.
Went to Liggins Church.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. What's her name? They that wait upon the Lord.
Yeah, same album.
What's her name?
She said Cynthia.
Cynthia Nunn.
There you go. Thank you. I didn't hear her.
Oh shoot! That's in alignment with my thing today.
I didn't hear it. None. Yeah. What about you, Alvin? I mean, our art in 1970s.
As far as church song go,
no, you mentioned 70s.
I say mine, Time in a Bottle.
Okay.
But if you want to go spiritual, I have to side with Alvin on I'm Going Away.
Okay. Wow. I'm impressed with that.
Well, R&B would be
Footsteps in the Dark.
That's a good one. But I was going. Everybody thought he was black, but he was white. King Find Love.
Boss Skaggs.
Not Boss Skaggs. The other one.
KC and the Sunshine.
No, man.
Average White Band.
Bobby Caldwell.
Well, Bobby Caldwell. There
Bobby
you go.
Caldwell,
What you won't do for love.
We thought he was black. We sure did.
Oh,
we sure
yeah, did. Bobby Caldwell.
Yeah, that's Blue Eyed Soul. Yeah, those.
Then I have to go way out for Yes.
He was Blue Eyed Soul. Him and Hall & Oates.
Yeah, Hall & Oates.
Okay. Well, that's Wednesday, y'all.
Oh yeah, wrong day.
The ladies are waiting. Lydia Davis says we did it in our generation, but let's see, they did it too, but not that long.
They did what?
As a Christian, you have to go back and see what she meant. We did what was pleasing to God. That's why most of us didn't last that long. I don't know if she's talking about the sex part. But Carolyn says if you have sex during dating or you wait until marriage, there is still no guarantee of a successful marriage, and most of the time you find yourself bed hopping before marriage, and there's a name for it, and it's not holy.
Take the test drive.
Take the L and the wow.
But she's right. She is right.
Yeah.
You have to hear what we said prior to the break. But number 4 is, Alvin, to catch you up, these are the 5 reasons not to marry the one you love. All right, you're in love, but here's reasons why not to marry them.
Okay.
Just based off of that.
Yeah, so the first one is to escape the family origin, meaning you want to get out of mom and daddy's house. All right. Number 2, because it's the next logical thing to do. You've been in a set situation. You've been in a relationship for 5, 6. Okay, well, you know what? The next step in our lives is to get married because we've been in a relationship. Number 3, to fix the other person. You got problems, okay? And
I'm going to help you.
Yeah, I'm going to help you.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to save you. I'm going to turn your life upside down and all around.
Yeah.
And this is where they get their is where they get their own sense of self-worth from. If you don't have it yourself, oh well.
Yeah, okay. And then number 4, we didn't read this yet, but we're brand new now. We caught y'all up. Number 4, Andre, is to legitimize sex. Okay? Legitimize it. All right? Now, we all understand we're Christians, not supposed to have it. Okay? We understand that. Although many of us had a oops a few times. Okay. All right. Oops. All right. Okay.
That's what that was.
It says
here.
Long oops. Yeah. Oops. I will make an oops tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. It says here. I'm about to make a mistake tomorrow.
We keep it real here.
Yeah, we keep it real. That's what y'all do. That's pre-planned.
We keep it real.
Yeah. She said number 3 was her. Carolyn, thank you for your
number 3 was her.
Yeah. Angie and Nick both come from deeply religious families. Angie pledged she would stay pure until marriage. Nick agreed that it was very important to wait until their wedding to have sex, but a combination of hormones and alcohol overtook those good intentions, so they had sex. They liked it. They rationalized continually to be ultimate, but to be intimate, but the guilt that came with it made them both miserable. To them, getting married makes going against their own values at least a little okay. Never mind that they each had some doubts about the relationship before they fell into bed with each other. Never mind that they each still kind of blame the other for what happened. Those seeds of doubt and blame are likely to fester and grow. Marriage may make them feel less guilty about having sex, but it won't resolve other issues that undermine their relationship.
Okay.
What do you think, Andre? Because I think Carolyn kind of nailed that. Was it Carolyn that said that? I think it was her. It still can cause problems.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can, like, that's one of, I guess, especially now that I'm married and everything, it's like, yeah, that's an area where you can get along at, but it doesn't solve the issues. Like, it's just a temporary fix sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you look around and you're like, man, we still arguing about the same other stuff. Like, I think I heard it in one sitcom, they said, I forgot, it might have been Different World, where they said we got along, that was the only room that we got along in was the bedroom.
Wow.
Like we argued in every other room outside of it. So, I can genuinely see that where it can be a unfortunate thing where once you go down that path, you can't close that door after it's been open. But you can, if you get back on the same page with each other, at least with the talking and then fellowshipping with each other and trying to find a way to kind of get back on the same page, I think that could help. But
no, that's good.
It's hard to do that because then these deeper sense of blame towards the other, and some of that is a mask to keep from to owning what part you had to play in it. And I've heard few arguments where the woman has accused the man of, well, you tricked me, you coerced me, you this, that, and other. And I was like, my grandmother used to always say there's not a man alive that a woman will sleep with drunk that she wasn't thinking about sleeping with when she was sober. So
wow.
Right. And so she, so you have these things. It's not until both are willing, and sometimes one will have that mindset, okay, I'm willing to accept all of what I have done to get us here. I need you to do it, but the other person's not ready. Sure. And because the other person's not ready, the one who is going to try and force it on the other one. They're not going to be patient enough to allow them to get to that state on their own. Yeah. And that's like a really, really hard thing to do.
Well, yeah. Matthew Brown says illegal soul ties do not become legal soul ties just because you get married. All right. Lydia Davis says sex before marriage. We tried to do what was pleasing to God, so we didn't date for years. We made marriage our first priority. Yeah, I understand that. Number 5 says to avoid being alone. That's the 5th reason. Robin is terrified. She always had a boyfriend since she was 13. I really don't have to read all this because basically this is self-explanatory. Two of you just don't want to be alone. That's why you married the person who you were in love with. But I'm going to read the last paragraph. It says men can be as vulnerable to making these mistakes as women.
Yep.
Older people aren't exempt either.
Nope.
Regardless of age or gender, the desire to marry, to have a constant partner, and to share a life is a healthy one. However, a wedding that's a mistaken solution to personal or couple problems won't guarantee a happily ever after marriage. That requires a union of two complete and whole adults who love each other deeply, unselfishly, and respectfully, and who share a commitment to keep their wedding vows. Only then can a bond be created that withstands life challenges and deepens over time. I think there's a vow. We at the altar and we quote from these vows. All right. And so are we saying that the person who gets divorced are lying, or they broke or they broke a contract, and what should happen, because it's in the presence of people. So you're signing on the dotted line in the presence of people. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this whole marriage thing in America.
Well, I tell
witnesses.
You,
okay,
what my first wife
said.
So,
witnesses. It's so right. So is this an American flaw? Is this an American flaw, or is this something that's necessary?
Somebody, you need to be held accountable,
Uh-huh.
and you need to have some guidelines that's brought to it. And some people have issues with people writing their own vows, and some, don't. It's a contract between two individuals. You just standing in front of everybody to say, yeah, this is the commitment that we are making, and you're trying to honor these particular things to which you feel you can adhere to. When my first wife, we had a big nasty argument. We were on the skids. We separated at this particular point, and she started going down a list of some things. I said, well, you were going to do this, and you said you were going to do that, and I came back with us like, yeah, you promised to love, blah, 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 the vows at her, and she shot back at me. I was too young to know what I was promising. Shut me down, shut me up right then and there, and I was like, you know what, you're right. And that's at the point when I let it all go right then and there.
Okay.
And Scott was like, she was too young. She'd never been out the house.
Looks like you let it go.
Man. Dude.
Let it go. Ding, ding, ding.
You got another TKO.
For real, man. I'm like, wow.
Andre, you got married just recently, right? Oh, you're going to say something. You're going to say something.
Well, I was going to address the American perspective. I would like to see a survey of how many divorces take place when there's polygamy in place. And what I mean, like in Utah,
oh wow,
where they have several wives, or in other countries where there's pluralism in the marriage contract.
I'm moving to Utah.
You'll be back. No.
right. You'll be back.
I don't know how them brothers did it in the Bible days, man.
Yeah, I mean,
maintaining that one. It was like, dude, and I got like 5 more. No,
yeah, that's enough for me. I'm good.
Well, I mean,
I'm good.
And 3 of them is pushing them off on the other 2.
Wow.
No, girl, you got it tonight.
Get out of here. Go on down there to room number 3. Get on
Room number 3.
Yeah, girl, he was down here bothering me. He's on his way.
Wait a minute now. All y'all can't be at the same time.
They all got headaches tonight.
Right.
Wow.
No, but I say that because it's just interesting how divorce in the modern Western appeal is seemingly quick, seemingly often, and it's just something to think about, because how we view marriage, how we view life, how we view the Bible is all from one lens, and not from a how should I say, not global, from a panoramic downward view.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, how does God see it? Because he looks panoramically and downward.
Yeah.
And stuff that we complain about now has been going on for years. And when you look at what his word says to it, it addresses it clearly and plainly.
Yeah.
But we have to come up with new revelations and interpretations for it.
Yeah, what God was sharing here was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean.
Nah, man.
God was really trying to tell you,
He fits in.
It is. It's funny because, like, when I look at marriage at from my perspective,
how long have you been married?
I've been married for about like maybe
10 minutes.
Exactly, about 4 months now. 4 or 5 months, but we've been together for like 10. Yeah, it's still new, but we've been together for like 10 years. So
wait, hold on, stop, hit the brakes. 10 years together, and you just getting married?
Yeah,
because it was the most logical. Let me stop.
I was going to say
it's the natural thing to do.
Logic came a lot because at first I was away at college. And I was like, by the time I graduated, I was like, this is not the right time, not just to do it, just to do it.
Right.
And then after that, her mother had passed.
It was wild,
and then I was like, that's definitely not the right time. Postponed it some more. And then after that, I started taking care of my grandmother who has dementia. And I was like, this is still not
wise,
because we're still trying to balance. And as much as she was like, she would look at her friends and be like, well, we've been together for this long. And is he saying that I don't deserve it? Or it's like, it's not that. It's just, I don't want to put any of these issues.
Those are stressors. To
Exactly.
The marriage. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're
It's
wise, man.
Yeah, because you got to look at. I try to have foresight, and I try to think to myself, okay, don't just think about the moment and what's going to make you happy now. Like, what's going to be the long term? Like, even now, me and her are still having those same type of things. When she's seeing stuff in the present, I'm thinking in the future. I'm like, hey, we need
what
to
what you have to do though is you have to balance yourself in that perspective. You have to like have one foot right here and one foot in tomorrow.
That's what taking that step back is tough for me.
Yeah, I know. See, you sound like actually I did at that age because I used to always broadcast into the future. I was always living in fear of me today. It was like in 20 years, what would I be dealing with from what I'm doing today?
Yeah.
But then I had to learn to like dial it back a bit also because I had to actually live in that moment as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm learning. I'm definitely learning that.
And I mean, living in tomorrow will drive your woman up the wall.
That explains a lot of stuff. That explains a lot that's going on in my house right now.
That's your job, though.
Yeah.
No, you're the leader.
No, but he has to look into tomorrow, but he has to live today. He's looking tomorrow and living tomorrow also, and missing out on today.
Yeah.
And she's missing you today.
Yeah.
So you got to be there with her.
Since you've been away.
All right. See, man, if you want to know how to like have a successful marriage, don't go to the guy that's been married for like 50 years. Go to the guy that's been married 16 times.
Yep. He can tell you what not to do. That's about all.
So you're trying to cut it. Man.
Yeah. See,
so you're trying to call my wife stupid or something? Man,
yeah, right.
No,
right.
I'm just saying. You are either one of the most blessed or cursed, whichever.
That's why I don't do marriage shows on here unless I got some married folk on here. I do single shows.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Well, then fine. That's great. But see, he's one of the ones.
Right. He blessed and scared.
Yep.
I don't want to get no inboxes of text.
No, I've seen them inboxes and texts. Woo! I saw a couple of them last night.
We can always tell when she's listening to the show because his phone started blowing up.
Yep. And he's silent. He's like, "Where's Alvin? He's here, but he's not here. He has risen. He has risen." Oh yeah. Carolyn asked a very important question, y'all.
Okay.
She says, from a man's perspective, what does marriage mean? Please tell me.
Ball and chain. No, I'm just talking.
I tell you what it don't mean.
Oh, man.
Yeah. See,
I know what it don't mean.
What
it don't mean every night, that's for sure.
Well,
because when they say I do, they through.
Yeah, for real. He's thinking they had a cartoon where they at the altar, it's like, if you do so, I now pronounce you man and white, and you had him going like with the sound like yes every night, and she's going like no more.
Yep.
Oh,
what does marriage look like to a man?
And you can't. There's no way to answer that with the
one
time
man
that we have.
can't give you that.
You can't
because each one's
it's a case by case situation. And
one man sees security, another man sees obligation.
That's good. That's good. It's like a one man sees what one man's dirt, not dirt, but trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is with sometimes with men in marriage.
Yeah,
she was trash to somebody.
And he treasured her.
And he treasured her. Absolutely.
Right. And you have some guys who will sit and complain about every aspect of marriage. You wonder, like, why in the world are you still there?
Yep.
And that is the most precious thing in the world, but they complain about it all the time. You're like, what? No.
The thing that I've been noticing lately, though, and Andre brought up something very, very important before you got here, because he was asking a question. Really, are there people who actually wait for marriage to have sex? Okay, yeah. I mean,
I waited.
Yeah,
oh wow.
Yeah, he has a very.
I didn't even touch a honeymoon night because I was tired of smiling.
Man.
Yeah. When I got married, I waited too. Believe it or not, as hard as it was.
That's the only one I waited on.
Oh my God, it was hard.
That's the only one I waited on.
We don't want to hear. We don't need to hear that.
My
No.
You gotta fast forward through it.
Wait. Did I say
How
what I
hard
just said?
was it?
Did I just say that? Okay. Right.
I ain't gonna pour. I'm gonna tap.
This was not a double entendre, all right? Okay. It was hard to wait. Okay.
Challenge you.
Yeah, let me challenge you. But what I was getting but what I was getting ready to say before I was sexually interrupted, that Andre brought up that one point.
That was a good one.
That was the one. Yeah,
Sexually interrupted.
He brought it at one point. But I'm noticing a lot of women today's women have had men in their lives who did not. I'm not going to use the word train. I'm going to use the word bring them up in a certain way. Help them in a certain way. For instance, my dad married my mom. They were young. Okay, 17 years old, 18, 17, something like that. My dad taught her how to cook. He taught her how to drive. He taught her how to, do things that her own father didn't teach her. All right. And I looked at that as a young man because I was in the house when he was teaching her these things. He taught her late in life. My mom didn't really know how to do a whole lot of stuff. She didn't. She was a homebody, living at home with mom and dad, and then dad died. And so mama was out hustling, trying to make a living, while my mom was just a little happy homework person in Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay? Simple life. My dad came along, who was a man of our time, who did everything. He was a worldly man. Not worldly in the sense of unsaved, but, he just knew stuff. And when he found her, he realized she didn't know how to do simple things that please a man, like even cook and clean and take care of this and that. He did. So he showed her how to do those things. Okay?
Who better? Because that's the man she's trying to please.
And that's it. So he showed her how to do things that pleases him. Fast forward, I'm finding women, and I've dated them, who they did not know how to do certain things because they've had a man after man after man, and these weren't men, they were boys.
Who don't know what they want.
So they didn't know how to help her do certain things. The last woman that I date, I was kind of surprised that she didn't know just certain simple things. And I said, well, why don't you know this stuff? I said, who were the men that you were dating? Who were these men? And she looked at me and she didn't know what to say. She says, they were boys. They didn't know how to show me what a real man wants.
And sometimes a man doesn't know what he wants in certain areas.
Yeah.
Because he's just a fly-by-night. Well, I won't say fly-by-night. He's a go-with-the-flow type guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have some men who, I don't like leftovers. I don't want,
Right.
And you have some say, as long as there's food on the table, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Then you have some who don't care. They'll eat in the dining room. They want it on a plate. They want, a formal setting. Then others will be like, you ain't got to fix my plate, baby. I got it, So some women don't get the opportunity because they don't know or have not experienced, or they didn't live in that kind of house either.
That house, yeah.
And I agree with you. Yeah. And then sometimes their mama didn't teach them.
Yeah, well, and I think some problem is
if I work, you work, we fix our own meal.
Yeah. Well, I've dated women who were married before, okay, and the husband that they had, and they were married for a few years. He didn't know what to do with her, so she became independent in a sense. While although they were married, she became independent. She's taking care of him and her children, going out there hustling, and he didn't know what to do for her or with her. He didn't take her to the movies and to plays, and they didn't go on vacations. They didn't do all this stuff. He just figured, I'm going to go to work, or I'm not going to go to work and let her take care of me. And that's the problem. Wow. What do we think about that, Andre?
Yeah, it's like, I think as young men, we definitely don't know what we want. I can vouch for that as far as like even talking to some of my friends, is that when some of the things that they complain about are the same things that they were rejoicing about at the beginning. It was like, oh, I love her that she does this. I love that she doesn't do this. And then next thing you know, now it's an issue that she doesn't do these same things.
Yeah. And that she doesn't do them?
No.
It's like it's certain things.
But that's not so much an issue of a young man. That's kind of like a man's issue. You familiar with who Richard Pryor is?
Yeah.
Okay, Richard Pryor's last wife was a young woman. A very young woman, and he did an interview with Barbara Walters and everything, and what he said he loved about her, because to this woman, he was just Richard. He wasn't the big comedian. He wasn't Mr. Superstar. You just that dude to put your pants leg on it one leg at a time.
Yeah.
After a while, that got on his nerves because he was just Richard to her.
And he was Richard Pryor. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can see that. It's like we're trying to, you know, change. We're trying to learn about ourselves. We're still, some of us as men, you know, we haven't really been handed down a lot of things from other men either.
Yeah,
like
good.
even this
Y'all
is rare for me to actually be in the council with 4 other elders. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 guys who's telling me, you know, some good things I need to know. I don't get a chance to talk to anybody else. Like I'm the only, maybe out of 2, you know, it's me and my other friend. We the only ones who are married.
Wow.
That's it. And there's probably about like 6, 7 of us.
Well, let's talk more about this after this break. Lydia asked a good question. We'll answer it after the controversial corner. She says, what does a man see in a woman that will make him want to marry opposite to just sleeping with her? I'm sorry, not opposite, but marry opposed to just wanting to sleep with her.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great question. Let's answer this after the break, okay? Let's go back to some Jonathan McReynolds. Let's play that again. I was talking over it. Pressure, a great song, brand new.
How about this while we end with Pressure and go to I'm Going Away? I'm going away.
End with Pressure? I see what you're saying. Great idea. That's why D is the co-producer of this show.
You saying end when I'm going away, right?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay, cool.
Oh no.
I got you.
So about the Jones Show.
Log on to UrbanBroadcastMedia.com and check out the many services Urban Broadcast Media provides. Whether it's social media, video production, radio broadcasting, or audio recording, we got you covered.
Eternally, a special place prepared just for me. I'm going away. I'm going
what, Linda? I just bought a new seamless support bra that's so beautiful. I have to show you. Oh, better show you this way. It's the Playtex Support Can Be Beautiful bra, and it's seamless. Don't you love these pretty details? And these smooth, seamless cups. Plus, this secret support designed for real support. And you know, it's so pretty. It makes me feel pretty. The new seamless Support Can Be Beautiful bra from Playtex. Support can be beautiful.
Danny, sounds like you've accidentally invented a thermochemical energy source.
A scientific wonder becomes a nightmare.
One's walking around with enough explosive to turn the city into a pancake.
A power that could mark the beginning of the end for the $6 million man.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Almond Joy's got real milk chocolate, coconut and munchy nuts too. Mounds got deep dark chocolate and chewy coconut. Ooh. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Peter Paul, Almond Joy's got nuts, Peter Paul, Mounds don't. Because sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries. Thank you for listening to UBM Praise.
Ladies, what do you want to know? How bad do you want to know it? What are you willing to do to find out? Tune in to the Men's Chronicles right here at the Sir Walter Jones Show. Monday.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
At this time, I have the honor to present to you the moral leader of our nation, a great dedicated man, a philosopher of a non-violent system of behavior.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Politics, doctrine, current events. Let's meet at the Controversy Corner on the Sir Walter Jones Show here on UBM Praise. This is Keep It Real Carter here at the intersection of controversy and good man, bad husband. Many of you are married today because you say marriage is right. And usually it's because it's so hot that it's better to marry than to burn. Well, I got a message for you today. Good copulation is not a good reason for matrimony. Get off that mattress and stop moaning.
Yes!
Sex is a horrible reason for marriage. So don't do it. I've said it. Don't do it. At least try. You know your limits. When she starts smelling good and looking good. Anyway, next. Some of y'all get married because you're lonely. Alone doesn't mean lonely. Because you can be alone in a crowded room. You could be alone in a crowded bed.
Oh, no.
Because you went through all that hard work, sweat, and tears and still unfulfilled. Because what sense does it make to have fun and then all the guilt just takes away the moment of pleasure? Talk about coming and going. Wow. Okay. Here's another reason to avoid that. A beautiful wedding and an ugly marriage. And when she started taking off all the stuff that you never saw her take off before. You all remember that scene from Mama Get You Sucker, right? Never mind. Yeah. Stuff you never knew.
I'm going to pray for you.
Another thing to avoid. Don't let moments trigger you. You should be trying to build monuments in your life. What do we mean? Sometimes you can have good moments with a person and you think that's the person to be with. No, let time define. Unless you have a sure enough unction from the Holy Ghost saying that this is the person you're supposed to be with, let time do the defining to say this is the one that's a help meet for you. Or this is the one you can help him meet. I'm talking to women when I say help him meet. Okay? So don't you say I helped that. Thank you.
Now, women, I'm going to tell you this. You must be very careful in your need to nurture and meet needs and accommodate. Be careful that this man ain't marrying you because he wants his mama with some benefits.
Oh, no.
Because sometimes the mama may not like you because you remind her so much of herself. And you done took her job. And he don't care which one of y'all win because basically he getting what he need. Now, as I leave you on this intersection of matrimony and copulation, I leave you with these parting words. Stay closed until the right time to open up. That's my controversial corner.
Controversial corner on somebody else's show. Right here on UBM Praise, a station that I have officially been fired from.
How you get fired? You ain't been hired.
Right. Pay me.
That's rough.
Some respect.
Getting fired on your off day.
Let's answer this question here that Lydia has posed. Another good question. So what does a man see in a woman that will make him want to marry opposed to just sleeping with her? Who wants to kick that off?
Yeah, let young blood talk. Yeah, because he's fresh.
Yeah, so the thing that I think from at least some of my friends who are married, and when me and them talked about it, it was the standard that she set. Like when she projected that, where it was like almost like, all right, in order for the relationship to go as far as she wants it to, she would almost like set these guidelines, and I would have to respect it because I was like, okay, I can't talk my way around this. I can't just say, hey, let's just, let's do this or do that. It was like she kind of defined everything by her standards. When I seen that she was like, nah, we got to get married. There's no other way around that. Either we going to do this or we not going to do it. Then I was just like, okay, then I had to change my perspective. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the, of course, good, you can have good qualities, but sometimes you never know if that's going to be the thing that's going to win everything over, because sometimes it's just not the right time. And regardless if it's the wrong person, right person, sometimes it's just not the right time. So I think if you can be, because you can say, oh, you can cook, clean, do all these other list of things, but I think honestly, you have to set the standard. If you guys bond together, if you have a good chemistry, if you guys are connected spiritually, and you guys can talk at all, especially if you get along and can communicate. I think once she sets the standard of saying like, no, I'm not going to allow this, no, I'm not going to do this, I'm not just going to play to your level and let you just shack up with me, then usually guys, once we see like, okay, either I got to ride out or I'm going to meet you at this level. And I think that's what let me know if she's worth marrying.
That's good stuff. Men look for gray areas.
Yeah, they do.
Women give a lot of gray areas, and we play right in that gray area until you give us ultimatums. That's how we respond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But to answer Lydia's question, and I'm going to read the question again, so make sure I'm understanding. That's how I teach my students in the comprehension stuff, you know what I'm saying? What does a man see in a woman that will make him marry as opposed to just sleeping with her? Nothing. Mm-hmm. He don't see wife when he see a good-looking woman. Yeah. He sees a woman he wants to sleep with first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
and as he gets to know her, then he begins to see wife.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, because initially, like,
well, I'm in 100 agreement with you on that particular point, but it's at the state of what it is that want to make, once you get to know them, what makes you want to marry them. For me, it's, actually being with a woman that I felt like if I woke up one day and decided I wanted to take over the world, all I had to do was just like roll over and say, oh, no, I think I should rule the world. And her response would be, let's subjugate these and keep it moving.
Pinky in the brain.
Yeah. No, I mean, if that is my definition.
Pinky, what we gonna do today?
Take over the world.
Take over the world.
Hey, if that's the kind of dedication you need to do. I almost had that with the second one, but the problem would have came at some point. Then it would have been a vying for power.
Right.
Because she had to be the number one in the spotlight. Whereas I tell people now, the missus, I was like, I'm the sniper, and she's like the ground assault team, because that woman will come in and just mow over stuff. And all I have to do is just clear a path for her. Cover her entrance and cover her exit. And she'll just take over. She'll do everything.
I got nothing. I got nothing, D. I got nothing.
So, but, you know, like I said, when you can feel that way about a woman, like, you know, where he breathes in, she breathes out, there you go.
But that can develop over time or by divine connection.
Yeah, it can.
But usually, when a man see a woman, he ain't seeing marriage.
Oh no! I said
he's
after the point of getting to know.
Right. Well,
sometimes, you know, even when you meet with a woman, it's like, I got to see if I like you or not.
You're right. My first love, I didn't touch her. There was no sex. But you got to understand, which was weird because I was 16 then.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. Okay, but
you was raised right.
Yeah, I was right.
Raised right too.
I was raised right, but you know, I ain't gonna say nothing after that. But I was 16 and I was in love with this girl. All right, and somebody says, "Well, that's puppy love. You're too young to be in love." And this is the problem. What we tell people, we think we know them, even though they're young. We're trying to tell them, "This is what you're feeling. I know what you feel. This is what you're feeling." Really? You're not in my body. You don't know what I'm feeling. I know you've been that age before, but you don't know all things about me because it's a case by case feeling situation, right?
True.
So I knew I was in love with this girl because at 16 I was in love with her all the way until I married someone else, and while I was married to someone else, I'm still in love with this girl. Wow. All right, wow. I could not eat, couldn't sleep right, I couldn't focus. All right, for years. All right, now I did not have a. I'm agreeing with Alvin by saying that women look pretty because it's an attraction to a man's physiological, on and on. All right, he's attracted to the look first because he don't know nothing about you. If he first met you, he don't know nothing about you but what he see, and what he see, it goes into his perception of
and his concepts.
His concepts of okay, he ain't thinking this girl can raise my children. He ain't thinking that right away. No, he's thinking,
Children what?
Okay.
Can she raise?
Yeah, okay. And then what happens is once he gets past that euphoria moment of what he sees, and then she start talking to him and start treating him a certain way, and then he's thinking, you know what? You might be somebody that I might want to go a little further in with this. Okay, then he began to think a little bit more. And I don't see nothing.
And sex doesn't have to take place.
No, it does not.
Sometimes in the chase, he gets distracted by the person.
Yep, he sure does.
And he can literally fall in love with you because of the person.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, wow, we click. She gets it.
Yep. That's it. Yeah. She gets it. And when a man feels like she gets it, it takes.
He gives her it,
and then
without even trying to hit it.
That's it. That's it. And a woman, once she knows that, then sometimes she could be manipulative.
Oh, she takes advantage of it.
Yeah.
And will use it
she against him. Against it.
Even give him some of it to make sure she got the nose open wide enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are two weapons, Andre, that women use against men. Number one is their bodies, sex. All right. And number two, their tears.
Man.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're tears. All right, now, I'm not saying all women do it, but they know this is a weapon against men.
Yeah, because it's hard to handle that.
Come on, you can't do nothing with them tears.
You can't.
Or that attitude.
Yeah, that
attitude. It may not be tears, but it's the silence.
Actually, a bad woman, a bad woman with tears will ruin you for a good woman with tears.
Yes, sir.
Because I had one that was like real bad to cry, and then that would like break my resolve. Then the next one to come along after that, and I know she was like genuine in her tears, but I'd be just as cold as all get out. And it was like, even though my mind is going into the thing, I'd been conditioned to react this way to tears. When I see tears, I automatically just shut down.
Yep. And unfortunately, other women have messed it up for men, because now we with a new woman, and then the new woman start crying genuinely, okay, and then we're like, that tears, I'm out. But you need to check it out. That's why I say it's always case by case basis. You need to check her out, find out why she's crying, because your ex-girlfriend used tears against you as a weapon. This one may not do that, so you gotta know who you're with at that time. You know what I'm saying? But I tell people all the time, men all the time, be careful of those two attacks against a man, because they use it fiercely. And they're cunning with it, you know what I'm saying? And why they have to feel that they have to use it Well, for the same reason why men also use things to manipulate women as well.
Because it worked for them as little girls with their daddies.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it always does for me. I know my daughter. She cry. I'm like,
my daughter know how to cry with a text.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo, sob. Oh, side. Hashtag.
My daddy. Absolutely. Yeah. So the top 5 wrong reasons we marry the wrong person is number 1, next step. We've been dating a long time, and this is the next step. Number 2, peer pressure. All of my friends are getting married, on and on. Number 3, settling. I don't think I'll do any better, so I might as well settle with you. Number 4, behavior modification. After we get married, I can force the other person to change. Number 5, money. She will be a good provider or come from a good family. There's he makes $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Okay. And he's a better choice than the guy who makes $19,000. You know, right? So I'm marrying for money because he's more stable. He can take care of my kids. On and on and on. We got all kind of reasons why we marry each other. Not realizing though, marriage is no game, man, y'all. This ain't no game. Everybody need to be playing. You don't need to be playing that game. You just don't.
It's a dangerous game.
It's a dangerous game, and people get now. Marriage is perfect because God made the institution, and unfortunately, people ain't perfect, and they jump in that institution and they don't know what to do with it. And you got to be healed of whatever past hurts you've had before. And that's the problem we have today. A lot of us are not healed from the past relationships. And we jump back into the sack with someone else. And then I'm damaged and she's damaged goods. And we come together and we might as well open up a store on the corner called Damaged Goods Emporium.
You know they just started a business. People going around dumpster diving for and opening the store with it.
That's true.
Oh wow,
that's true.
Wow.
Yeah,
relationship called.
And you have men who capitalize on that. Women too. They look for damaged goods. They milk them for as long as they can. And when they see the expiration date is coming close, they can no longer consume it. They found another damaged good. And
Absolutely. They can pick up on it fast. Like I think everybody got certain things where they know who to pick and who will put up with their stuff.
Yes, sir. Well, Andre, you're wise among your years, man.
Yes, sir.
For to be 29, brother, we excited.
Man, I wish I could get 29 back.
I want that back so bad, man. I really do. We thank you, man. We want you to come back, though, man.
Come on back.
Definitely.
Dude,
I
tomorrow, man.
I had so much fun. I mean, this is great. Like I said, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed talking with everybody. I enjoyed just listening.
Wow, that's awesome, man. And we're going to continue to pump this as we get close to the date. The Gospel Night, May 2nd at Mount Pisgah, right up the street, y'all. Well, so if you can let us have at least one of these. Okay. And we're going to exchange phone numbers after we leave here and see if we can get you back, especially on Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we can talk and find out.
Young, fresh perspective. Really
young, fresh. Because we got Davinia, who's young, what is she, 29, 30? What is she?
I think about the same age.
About the same age, okay. So she'll be here tomorrow and give us that woman's young perspective. We've been looking for that youth and wisdom. And look like, Andre, you found a new job. Okay. All right. A job that don't pay. It pays in life, though.
There you go.
We get service learning hours.
Find some way.
Yeah. But if you guys notice, I said number 2 is peer pressure, which kind of leads us into Jonathan McReynolds' song, Pressure. I love that song. It's a wonderful song he just released just a few days ago, hot off the wax.
Yeah.
Love Jonathan McReynolds. We got the evangelist coming in here to do her show, and thank God for her. We're going to have to get her on here so she can be on full 2 hours, and we can hear the woman of God kind of lead us in a path that we kind of need to go. She talks about the power of prayer.
Man,
we need it.
With me with that too.
We need it, Doc. We need it. Andre.
Yes, sir.
Bless you. Hey, man, what's your last name?
Daniels.
Daniel. See, he just come out the Lions Den.
Yeah.
Andre Daniels, y'all, on the show. We thank God. Go to Spreaker.com. Go to Spreaker, SPREAKER.com, and you can hear the show again and share with all your friends. All right. Pressure. Jonathan McReynolds. Love you guys. See you tomorrow on Pink Perspective. We're talking about this again from the women's perspective. Okay, y'all? Sir Walter Jones Show.
You've been listening to the Sir Walter Jones Radio Show, where he provides you with a biblical perspective for your everyday life. Stay connected to Sir Walter Jones by visiting him online at www.sirwalterjones.com. www.sirwalterjones.com or on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Sir Walter Jones Show. Stay tuned until next time with The Sir Walter Jones Show with Sir Walter Jones.
If you can't find any work, I'll put in a good word for you at my job, man.
You ain't got no job, man!
Yeah, one more time. Randy Watson, how about it?
I can't even turn on my phone without being reminded of the lie that I am alone and broken, unsuccessful. And I can't always talk to my friends, 'cause they've got expectations that I may or may not be living up to. I really need to rid myself of the pressure to be someone else that the world has made. Jesus, take from me all the pressure to be someone that you did not create. Help me be me and only see you. Let me decrease in glorify you. God, help me. I thought my intentions were good. Just act like a Christian should and hope that someone watching would approve and be inspired. But if you're not feeling my show, then how far could I go before all of my accomplishments go down in fire? Just 'cause of the pressure to be someone else that the church has made. Jesus, take from me all the pressure to be someone that you did not create. Help me be me and only see you. Let me decrease in glory by you. Help me be me and only see you. Let me decrease in glory by you. Help me be me and only see you. Oh, let me decrease glory by you. I just wanna live. I just wanna live for you. Nobody else but you. I just wanna live. I just